Hello, beautiful.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hi everyone, Mrs MLG here from Mighty Lancer Games, and as you know, I've decided to build this, my first ever model kit, and I opened it up and I showed you the unboxing and I got slightly overwhelmed about how scary it looks. So I've got Mr MLG here to help me, and together we're going to do the first couple of pages and get me started and see if I can actually build this model kit as a complete newbie. So the first thing that we need to do before we do anything else is decide which variant I want to stick together. So based on no knowledge whatsoever, I'm going to do the yellow one.
Okay.
Which is?
Targa Florio 1928.
Yes, that's the one.
That one.
This tells you which sprues are which, what they've got on them. And my first question for Mr MLG is on the very first page.
Okay.
So I opened this and I got very scared because I could see that that part there looked like this part and that it was 2A. So the sprues have letters, so this is sprue A, and then they should also have parts, so this is number 2, so 2A must be this part, which made sense to me, but then I got very confused. If I'm doing version A, what's all this mean? So I didn't understand what all that meant with the different versions. Can you explain for me?
So these numbers here, or letters, sorry, here, denote what colour each of these parts needs to be painted, because some of these things need to be painted as various sub-assemblies throughout the construction of the kit. So these are the main rails that form the chassis of the car. So this section here at the front, you would be painted in camel yellow, which is the main body colour that we're going for the car. And this back bit would be painted in whatever B is on the little chart, somewhere down here, which is flat gull grey.
So are you saying then that I need to trim these parts off the sprue, glue them together and then paint it?
I would suggest that you build everything in this assembly number 1 and then paint those parts in the colours that it says to paint them in, and then move on to the next one. And
do I need to prime it first?
I would suggest priming it would be an excellent idea.
Right. So what do I need before I start doing anything at all? What clippers, and if I've got to glue stuff?
So you need some clippers. Here we've got some clippers and some poly cement. So we're going to use some Tamiya extra thin because this is quite a expert level kit and we want to get a really good level of fit and we don't want glue dribbling all over, so we're going to use extra thin so we get a good finish. And then a nice sharp knife, don't stab yourself, to clean up the parts, and maybe a little file which we'll get out if we need a little file just to finish up some parts.
So I've got everything I need. I've got my first sprue, so we're looking at the instructions and we know that that's 2A, but then some of the parts, like this one, 32C, so that must be a different sprue.
That's on this sprue over here, somewhere on there.
So where does it say? Oh, C. So they should all be, so it's quite simple to find, really, in theory. Okay, might speed this bit up. Let's get started. So this is sprue A, and part 2 is written there, so that's the bit that is denoted in my first set of instructions. I'm going to use the clippers, and the flat side, can you see that, goes up against the sprue. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
And then I just clunk.
Yeah.
Is there a different way of doing it, or is that just...
No. You're absolutely fine. And then you should have the minimal amount of stuff to clean off the contact point. If you'd done it the other way around, you'd have some quite sizable chunks.
So how do I clean these little tiny bobbly bits off?
So you can either use the knife very carefully, or we can find you a little file to do it. So cut away from yourself.
I did cut away from myself.
No, but you
I just turned it round. Give over.
So you can use a needle file or a emery board like you would use as a nail file, making sure that you've deburred it.
You know what it's called?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know specifically why it's burr, B-U-R-R, rather than...
Is it just because
There's a bear.
the English language is written drunk and read sober?
That's it.
In that first one. How are you supposed to hold it? It's tiny.
And do you need some tweezers?
In there, like that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that where it goes?
Yeah.
So, I'll put my glue into the...
Put your glue into the hole and then
Stinky.
put your part in. Apparently they're making some low odour version of this glue. Is that the right way up? Because I can see that it's got like a little...
It's got that
raised
that bit's
section.
raised and that bit's raised.
That's fine. That's fine. Just to
I
make
did-
sure you
I
work
did
the right
look.
way up.
I did look honest. Page 1 is done, I believe. Look at this complicated little thing. On page 2, instructions number 4, we come across having to use this screw. So I've got to screw this part on there somehow. Tiny little screw. So we go in there, maybe.
If you can kind of get it in the hole, then you should be able to use the screwdriver to go in, and it should screw pretty easily through the plastic.
Why does it need to be screwed?
I don't know. Don't know, because looking at the instructions, I would think that really that could be serviced just as well, unless it's a moving part, unless that's a part that enables something else to be adjusted later on.
It does spin, I suppose.
It might form part of the suspension. That might be why. So you can actually have moving suspension.
That's all of one side stuck as per instructions. And Mr MLG says it will be easier to stick all one side first and then for me to attempt to line up the other side. Which I think is going to be really fiddly. It's all very fiddly. So let's have a go. It's not enough hands. Because the next section that I haven't built yet looks like it goes into this section, I'm going to prime this first so that then I can paint it the relevant colours. Have got this little chrome piece here, so I'm going to use some Tamiya masking tape to mask that, hopefully, so that when I spray prime it, which again will be a first for me, it doesn't get on that nice shiny bit. Some more firsts. So we've got this part here. It's got a little tiny peg, and then I've got a tiny little photo etched bit. And I've got to bend these side pieces. And then it goes on that peg there, like that. And then bends around the bottom. And this bit is fiddly, so it screw through there and then through there. With me really bad DIY skills. Then this piece screws onto this piece, and the same on the other side.
Okay, sorry, you're shaking, you've been shaking for a couple of minutes or more. All right, so from a distance of about 12 inches, you're going to press down the spray and lightly dust it across the parts, and then rotate the board and make sure you've got an even coating all around the parts. You might want to turn around slightly. You're not getting blowback from the wind. Okay.
That's right.
Yep.
It doesn't look right.
No, well, you might need to give it a bit more oomph. Might be.
Maybe not do it in Storm Amy.
Yeah, it might be a little bit windy.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, it's looking good. You're better off putting small amounts of paint on rather than blasting it with loads and loads and getting a really thick coat. No, you're doing great.
No?
Yeah, no, you're doing good. It's so windy. We might have to, yeah. All right. No, it's looking good. You just keep going. You're building up small amounts of paint bit by bit.
So here we are. I have sprayed them for the first time ever. Yay! We used matte white from Colourforge. We always use Colourforge primers. They are really good, and of course we sell them at mightylandsgames.co.uk. Here we are. Gizmo seems to have helped. There seems to be some dog hairs. I don't think that's too bad, is it? So these two bits are now... I mean, is that not... Ugh. It does move. I didn't want to break it. That's pretty cool. I do need to take this off. I assume I need to take it off now. Let's see if it worked. My attempt at masking. I've just got it stuck to me now. That's all that's happening here. Look at that. Oh, there's no hope. Where's my little tweezers? Oh, that was more hard work than it should have been, wasn't it? The instructions tell you the colours. I don't have any Tamiya colours in the house, which is where we are. So Mr MLG has written some colours that we do have in the house on that he thinks will be okay for me to try, basically. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to try my very best to paint these bits as it suggests here, because you must be able to see them when the model is finished. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to try my very best. So here we go. If I hold it in the configuration that I think it is, then this bit is there. So I need to paint up to this line here with N, because that's the variation that I'm doing. And if we turn to the page, N is the yellow, camel yellow, the TS34. So I don't have that paint, as we've said, but I do have Two Thin Coats Skulky Yellow. So I'm going to use that and see. I'm also thinking, if I'm painting these bits, which are going to be, they're going to be visible, but not quite as visible, I don't think. I think you'll be able to maybe see this bit quite a lot. Then if I don't like the yellow, then it doesn't matter, does it? But I do like this yellow in general. I'm just not sure if it's bright enough for the car. These are the paints that I used. But I have just noticed something which I think I have done wrong. So this part here, according to the instructions, goes on here, which makes sense. That bit goes on there and this bit attaches into there and that bit goes on there. But this wheel here goes on to this wheel here, but mine doesn't, because I think that I've put that on when this has been in the up position, and I should have put it on when it's in the down position. Now, I haven't glued these bits together, but I have glued that in, and I think that that needed to be underneath there. So I'm going to have to try and take this out, even though I've glued it in, and move that down. So that's lots of fun, isn't it? So what I've done is I've unscrewed that one and looped it underneath, and then I'm going to screw it back in, and hopefully then it's in the right place. To section 7, next will be section 8. This is as far as we have got so far. I've only done 7 parts of the instructions. I've already done a part wrong. I've already done 2 things I've never done before. Used a photo etched part, which I really don't understand because it's painted over it now, so I'm not really quite sure what that was for. And screwed parts of a model together. So these are firsts for me that I didn't expect. But next, in part 8, I've actually got to do some sort of wiring. And that will be in the next part of this project. So thank you very much for sticking with me in this second part of the video series. I hope you're enjoying it. Please hit subscribe and like, and let me know in the comments if I've made any more mistakes so far that I've not even noticed. Don't forget you can get all of these kits and all of the hobby supplies from mightylancergames.co.uk. Call into our Bridlington shop and take a look at all the things that we stock. Thank you again for joining me on this journey, and let's hope I get better as we're going along.